Everyone, my channel is going to be about a senior citizen cruising with a mobility device. I have a power chair that I use because walking is very difficult for me. So I use the wheelchair in order that I can enjoy my vacations. I have been cruising since 2000. Myself and my 2 children, and we love to cruise. And over the last 5 years or so, I had to use a mobility device because it became difficult for me to walk. The first thing I used was a scooter, and personally, I didn't care for the scooter as much because it wasn't able to pull up to the tables in the dining room. We would have to park it somewhere else, and the waiter or the maitre d' would take it and then bring it back to me when dinner was over. But as I continued to travel with the mobility issue, I decided to use a power chair instead of a scooter because it was easier to pull up to the table. So that's my preference, is to use a power chair. The cruises that I found on YouTube wasn't really traveling solo. I want to do this solo because my family still works. My nieces and my children, they still have jobs. They still have their careers, and I have retired. And even though we still travel as a family, but it's like 2 to 3 times out of the year. And I want to travel more than that. So to travel more than that, I have to travel solo. And like I said, I didn't find too many solo seniors traveling on YouTube. And I was wondering, maybe there's someone else that wants to travel solo and that they're a senior and they also use a mobility device. I do know traveling on a cruise using a mobility device to me would be a lot easier than traveling, let's say flying somewhere, then have to get to a hotel, then have to get to dinner. There's not too many transportations out there in different countries that will cater to us like it does in the United States. So therefore I chose to cruise because I knew from cruising over the years that I have cruised, I have seen a lot of people on the cruise ship with mobility devices. I will feel comfortable traveling on a cruise solo with my mobility device. I have no problem going into the airport with my mobility devices because I know if I have to check my wheelchair, they will provide one for me from the airlines to get around the airport. I know that they will help you to get on and off the ship. I know that there are flat surfaces for me to be able to ride my wheelchair or scooter into the dining room or into the casino or into the venues that have the shows. Wherever I need to go on a cruise ship, there's a way of me getting there. Now, on the very top decks, where the water slides and all of that is, I usually do not go there. So I don't really know if they have an elevator to go up onto the last deck where the water slides is, because I don't use water slides, so I don't have a reason to really go up there, or I really don't know how you would get up there. But on this journey that I'm getting ready to take, I would try to see if there's a way to get up to the top decks where the water slides, the rope climbing, and all of that is. But I will not be probably using them because, one, I can't swim, and I'm afraid to go down the slide and hit the bottom and land into the water. So that's something I wouldn't do. So if you are wondering how to go about going on a cruise solo with your mobility, I hope you will stick around and continue to feel like you might want to try this, I hope that you do stick around to watch all of my posts so that you will have an idea what it will be. How can you do this? You can subscribe to my channel, hit the bell, and you will know every time that I will post a new video. Hit the like button if there is anything that interests you. I am new to being a content creator, so I'm not perfect, but these videos up until my first cruise will be an introduction to my channel. I will be telling you and showing you the ways I will be going about taking these cruises. I must admit that my cruises will be budget friendly. I have booked some, and I will share those with you, but there's only one that really isn't too budget friendly, but that was because I wanted to book it for my birthday.